New national car vital to auto industry. Grab partners Transport Ministry to implement facial recognition feature. Thanks for choosing News on 2. I'm Renee Fong. Putrajaya's mission to create a new national car brand is crucial to further development of Malaysia's transport sector. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad says exports of Malaysian cars and components in 2018 that reached 2 billion and 12 billion ringgit respectively demonstrated the importance of the automotive industry to the larger economy. Tun Dr. Mahathir said the automotive sector could generate spin-offs for the Malaysian economy for it to be aligned with global developments.
Di samping itu, penggunaan aplikasi robotik dan Internet of Things atau IoT dalam sektor otomotif akan mempunyai spillover effect ataupun kesan limpahan yang akan mampu menggalak pertumbuhan ekonomi dan teknologi di sektor lain seperti pertanian, kesihatan, pertahanan dan lain-lain.
The Premier said this at the launch of the Malaysia Auto Show 2019 at the Malaysia Agro Exposition Park Serdang MAPS in Selangor today, which is the largest annual auto show in ASEAN. Foreign vessels performing undersea cable maintenance in Malaysian waters have been exempted from cabotage from 1st April because Malaysia only has one vessel carrying out such works. Transport Minister Anthony Loke Siew Fook says the cabotage exemption was requested by telecommunication companies, namely Time.com Sdn Berhad, Telekom Malaysia, and the request was supported by the Ministry of Communications and Multimedia.
Kerajaan melaksanakan dasar kabotaj di mana hanya kapal Malaysia boleh menjalankan aktiviti perkapalan saudagar di dalam kawasan perairan Malaysia.
Loke said with the gazetted telco firms will still need to apply for domestic shipping license from the Transport Ministry, but they will be exempted from other standard operating procedures that will lengthen the regulatory approval period by 4 to 14 days. The Transport Minister added that it is expected that opening up the sector will reduce the lead time to commence repairs to 14 days on average. The Computerized Vehicle Inspection Centre, Puspacom, advises developers and users of e-hailing services to take their vehicles for inspection as soon as possible. This is to enable all drivers of vehicles aged 3 years and above to register their public transport vehicles PSV license before it is enforced on 12 July, in line with the Ministry of Transport's announcement. Puspacom Chief Executive Officer Muhammad Shukur Ismail said Puspacom has also extended its operation hours to facilitate the inspections of relevant vehicles.
Our initiative in fact, include 7-day week. We open some of the major branches 7-day week. We extend our daily operation for e-hailing drivers at least 2 hours or maybe more, depending on which particular branches. So those are among the things that we have introduced in addition to our existing capacity. So with that, I think including the engagement with the e-hailing operators, in fact we have this coming Sunday, in some of the branches we will have the briefing for all the operators as well as the drivers while opening up some of the branches on Sunday.
Muhammad Shukur said this to the media at a media session with DRB Highcom in Malacca. 10 selected branches will be operating 6 days a week, while 19 branches will add 2 additional hours to its existing operation hours across the country. The conditions enforced on the e-hailing industry are paralleled with the taxi industry in terms of the license application requirements, drivers' eligibility and operations to place both the e-hailing and taxi industry on even ground. In a bid to enhance the safety for its drivers, Grab Malaysia is implementing facial recognition technology in its app. The facial recognition technology, which is now an essential component of the e-hailing operator's passenger verification feature, was unveiled at its office today in collaboration with the Transport Ministry. With the incorporation of the technology, first-time users are required to take a selfie of themselves using the Grab app before booking their first ride. Transport Minister Anthony Loke Siew Fook, who was present at the launch, praised Grab Malaysia for its initiative in ensuring the safety of its drivers.
Untuk memastikan satu keadaan di mana ia lebih selamat, dalam hal ini, dalam keadaan ini ialah kepada pemandu. Sebab apabila ada verification untuk penumpang, maksudnya pemandu itu akan tahu siapa penumpang yang mereka akan ambil. Pada ketika ini, tanpa facial recognition, mereka tak tahu, walaupun ada data-data nama dan sebagainya, tetapi dia tahu sama ada orang yang mendaftar itu benar-benar penumpang yang akan naik kereta tersebut.
Loke added that if the passengers' characteristics were different than of the ones sent via the Grab app, the Grab driver has the right to refuse the ride. Grab Malaysia country head Sean Goh said the facial recognition feature, driver safety would be assured, while passengers' privacy would still be protected.
We can verify that if anything really goes wrong, we know who to look for. And the way we verify that it's not a picture today, or that the person is not wearing a mask, or maybe it's a downloaded image just uploaded, is actually by requiring certain motions. Very simple up, down, or left, right motions. And so far from our test, it's been very reliable.
The Perodua Beza Limited Edition was launched today and only 50 units of the sedan will be available. Bookings can be made at the 2019 Malaysia Auto Show, which happens from 11th to 14th April. Perodua said the special Beza will be priced at 44,890 on the road before insurance and limited to only 50 units. The vehicle was unveiled by Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad and Perodua Global Manufacturing Sdn Bhd President Dato' Ahmad Suhaimi Hashim this morning at the Auto Show. Also present were International Trade and Industry Minister Dato' Daryl Liking and Perodua Sales Sdn Bhd Managing Director Dato' Zahari Hussein, among others. Dato' Zahari said based on the Beza 1.3 Premium X, the Perodua Beza Limited Edition contrasts its ivory white paint with a full gear-up body kit finished in matte black with an all-round red lower pinstripe, a matte black rear spoiler, a blacked out roof and dark grey alloys. Since its launch in 2016, 145,000 units of the Beza has been sold, and it is Perodua's first ever sedan with an upper body designed entirely in-house. Coming up to 3 people in contention for Johor MB post. The Prime Minister's Legal Affairs Department, BHEUU, is expected to announce the appointment of Human Rights Commission of Malaysia Suhakam Children's Commissioner this month. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail said the proposed candidate, who had been screened for a final decision before approval by Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad.
Bayu dijangka akan membuat pengumuman pelantikan pada bila-bila masa pada tahun ini, April. Suka saya tekankan bahawa pada masa ini kerajaan ingin menumpukan terlebih dahulu kepada pelantikan seorang Pusuruhjaya kanak-kanak di bawah struktur yang sedia ada di bawah Suhakam. Pusuruhjaya yang akan dilantik ini sekurang-kurangnya boleh meneliti terlebih dahulu gambaran menyeluruh pelaksanaan hak kanak-kanak di Malaysia.
Speaking in Parliament today, the Deputy Premier said the commissioner to be appointed would act as a check and balance in handling issues related to children by the government, NGOs and other local and international organizations. This is a more practical short-term solution to ensuring that all issues relating to the welfare and protection of children are monitored and the relevant agencies shoulder their respective responsibilities. Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia Bersatu has 2 to 3 names for the Johor Menteri Besar post, which would be presented to the Sultan of Johor, Sultan Ibrahim Sultan Iskandar, soon. Party President Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin said that the list of names were in place but declined to name them. He said there is no time frame given to submit the candidates' names, but priority is being given as the governance of Johor takes precedence.
Tapi yang pentingnya nanti kita tahu di situ adalah bersatu dan kita harap bila kita kemukakan nama daripada parti pihak Sultan akan terima dan sebagainya.
Met today, Tan Sri Muhyiddin said it was the practice that whenever there was a vacancy in the Menteri Besar post, either after a general election or if the post was left vacant by an incumbent, then it has to be filled quickly to facilitate the state administration. Dr. Osman Sapian, who was appointed as Johor Menteri Besar after PH won the 14th general election, GE14 last year, resigned on Monday following heavy speculation that he would do so. His resignation followed scrutiny on his leadership following several major issues such as the Sungai Kim Kim toxic pollution crisis, controversy involving his academic qualifications and his visit to a Marine Department Malaysia vessel in January. The government is committed to exposing those responsible for causing Felda to suffer losses and bring them to justice. Bersatu President Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, who is also the Home Minister, said he has ordered the police to investigate the case in a professional manner without fear or favour. In a statement posted on Facebook, Tan Sri Muhyiddin said, while under the Barisan Nasional Administration led by Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak, Felda had entered into various luxurious projects and exaggerated contracts. Many of these contracts are the source of Felda's financial problems today, such that Felda has to now seek the government's help to keep it afloat. He stressed that all parties involved must be held responsible for their wrongdoings. Yesterday, the Felda White Paper was tabled by the Economic Affairs Minister Datuk Sri Muhammad Azmin Ali in Parliament. Through the tabling, the Pakatan Harapan government will provide a financial package to Felda worth 6.23 billion ringgit in grants, loans and guarantees in stages to restore deficiencies in Felda, which was caused by the previous management of corporate governance. Tan Sri Isa Samad's trial for 1 criminal breach of trust CBT and 9 corruption charges over the inflated purchase price of a Kuching hotel in Sarawak while he was chairman of Federal Land Development Authority Felda will commence at the Kuala Lumpur High Court in October. High Court Judge Justice Muhammad Nazlan Muhammad Ghazali today fixed for 7th to 9th October and 14th to 25th October as the trial dates, with case management on 13th May. The 10 charges were reportedly read out to him again today, with Tan Sri Isa then claiming trial to all. Deputy Public Prosecutor Alan Suman Pillai had during proceeding informed the court that 30 witnesses would be called to testify. Tan Sri Isa was initially charged on 14th December and pleaded not guilty to the 1 CBT and 9th corruption charges at the Sessions Court here before it was moved to the High Court. The court dates were also set after a Felda White Paper was tabled in Dewan Rakyat yesterday by Economic Affairs Minister Datuk Sri Muhammad Azmin Ali. It revealed the Development Authority had spent 6 billion ringgit from the 10 billion ringgit it earned through their initial public offering IPO on loss-making and non-profitable ventures. The white paper also revealed how the federal government is set to inject some 6.3 billion ringgit to bail Felda out, funds needed to manage the cash-strapped authority, 14.4 billion ringgit worth of liabilities. A state government civil servant and the manager of an event management company were remanded for 6 and 5 days, respectively, to assist with investigations into allegations of misappropriating 3.5 million ringgit from the Perak state government's allocation for personal benefit. The remand orders were issued by Ipoh Court Magistrate Nur Melati Diana Abdul Wahab against the two men, aged 44 and 39, beginning today. According to Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC sources, the two men were detained at the Perak MACC office at 4:30 p.m. yesterday. They had allegedly committed the misappropriation and money allocated for the supply of goods and services for the Malaysia Games Sukma held in the state last year. The civil servant was also believed to have received bribes amounting to more than 165,000 from suppliers who were selected for the event. 4 company managers aged between 40 and 77 who were also involved in the misappropriation of funds meant for Sukma 2018 were also detained between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. yesterday, but were released on MACC bail after recording their statements. Perak MACC Director Datuk Muhammad Fauzi Muhammad, when contacted, confirmed the arrests, saying further investigations were being conducted under Section 17, Subsection A and 23 of the MACC Act 2009. 2 Vietnamese fishermen were detained by the Marine Police in Mersing after they were found to be involved in illegal gamat and fishing activities off the coast of Mersing, which has been gazetted as the Sultan Iskandar Marine Park. The 39-year-old woman, who was also a nanny to the victim, arrived at the Johor Bahru Court complex at about 11 a.m. The victim's father, Muhammad Hafiz Muhammad, received a call from the nanny at about 2 p.m. on Tuesday, claiming that his baby boy, Haras Muhammad Hafiz, was unconscious. The father then went to the nanny's house and found the nanny carrying the victim. After seeing that the baby had turned pale, the father immediately took the victim to the Majidi Health Clinic before he was taken to the Sultana Aminah Hospital in an ambulance. Doctors at the emergency unit tried to revive the victim, but after 15 minutes, the baby boy was declared dead. Post-mortem results concluded that the cause of death was aspiration pneumonia. We apologize for the technical error. 2 Vietnamese fishermen were detained by the Marine Police in Mersing after they were found to be involved in illegal gamat and fishing activities off the coast of Mersing, which has been gazetted as the Sultan Iskandar Marine Park. Commander of the Region 2 Marine Police Force PPM ACP Paul Q. Kon Chiang in a statement said the suspects were detained with the cooperation of the Fisheries Department around 0.3 nautical miles from Pulau Besar, Mersing. Police also seized diving equipment used to find gamat and other equipment used to catch fish. It is understood that the activities conducted by the fishermen are a breach of several provisions under the Fisheries Act 1985. All the items seized during the raid have been surrendered to the officers from the Fisheries Department for further action. PKR Vice President Rafizi Ramli is urging UMNO Deputy President Datuk Seri Muhammad Hassan to come clear regarding the remittance of 10 million ringgit through a money changer for the purchase of a luxury apartment in London. It is alleged that the transfer was made in 2007. Rafizi, in his speech in Rantau yesterday, said that a money transfer is usually done when the amount which needs to be sent is over the limit allowed by Bank Negara, or that the money is not owned by the individual.
Sebab itu saya tanya kepada Tok Mat, you cakap terus terang kepada rakyat. Sebab apa you mau sembunyikan pindah wang ke London tahun 2007? Ada 2 sebab saja. 2 sebab saja. Sebab pertama, sebab wang itu bukan wang dia. Sebab kedua, kalau dia mau tipu melalui money changer, sebab besar kemungkinan dia ada hutang. Ada hutang kereta, ada hutang rumah, ada hutang kredit kad, ada hutang cincin, ada hutang tanah, adalah hutang.
And that concludes this evening's News on 2. In our top story, new national car vital to auto industry. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. Thanks for watching and have a pleasant evening.